There's a saying, be afraid of a patient man.
Huh? How is that applicable to Rahul Dravid? Hey, what was all this about? Why were you laughing? What were you talking about, Rahul Dravid? No, angry, patient? I'm very confused. Hey, don't laugh so much, Argo. Tell me seriously, what are you up
Ajay,
to?
Ajay, serious, very
Hmm.
serious.
Hmm.
If I say Rahul Dravid, what
Yeah.
comes to your mind?
His patience, his long innings, leaving the ball outside the off stump consistently, back foot defense, superb. Uh, that's why he was
Correct,
known as the world, right? So that's what
correct,
I
correct.
said.
Even when I posted this on social media, one of my brother told me that Dravid means mosquito net because he went to bed with mosquito net, quilt, and all
Huh.
these things, tent,
Right,
and all these things. Stay long hours on the pitch,
right,
and he had all these records of
right.
batting for long hours and all that.
But then where is the twist then? What was that Prem Chopra laugh about?
Prem Chopra. I thought I would do better. You remember 2007 Natwest series, Bristol one day, second one day between the India and England.
Yeah, so Tendulkar
And what
scored
happened?
99. Oh
And
yes,
and
Dravid was the captain. He went berserk that day.
so that's what we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about the innings where Rahul Dravid went berserk, where Rahul Dravid played like Virender Sehwag.
Oh,
You can
beware
say
of the patient man. Aha, that's
now
what.
you get it. This was also a NatWest series. This was a bilateral one,
Right.
and I remember it
Hmm.
was a seven match series, and India had
Right.
lost the first one day, and it was just after the World Cup. There was a Bangladesh series, and then this one
Right.
happened, and like you said, Sachin scored a brilliant 99 odd. Saurav Ganguly was also there. India batted first. They gave a good start, and I remember I was in
Yeah.
tuition at that point of time. I missed the entire Sachin innings, and when I came back, he just got out right at that moment. I thought, okay, Yuvraj Singh
Oh,
was
so you
batting
were
at
the
that point.
unlucky person. Right.
Today is an episode about Rahul Dravid. So when I came back, I thought that India were how much, like 260 something, so 190 something odd, 180, 190 odd, 2 wickets down. I thought, okay, well, they will score somehow. They will score 300 maybe. And Yuvraj was there obviously, and then Rahul Dravid
Right.
started. Like you remember, he didn't start off on a like attacking mode. First 50 runs were from like 43 odd balls.
40 odd balls. Yeah, yeah.
And then, oh God, he kept on blasting. There were some slogs down deep mid wicket and straight down the ground. And he was going after every bowler. You remember Yuvraj was there, there was Dhoni, and that particular day, it looked like they were just waiting at the non striker's end and watching Rahul Dravid bat.
I remember this more because my sister was a Rahul Dravid fan. Okay, was means is. I'm so sorry, not was is. So every time there is news about Rahul Dravid NCA, that is I already get that in Facebook, right? We all do, correct? But my
Yeah.
sister will send those to me and say, "See, my great Rahul Dravid." See, she was a huge fan. So that day when suddenly Rahul Dravid goes berserk, okay, my sister comes in and all excited. She's like, "What you guys used to say, Sachin Saurav and all? See, look at my Dravid."
A bit of luck here and there, and he could have scored 100 that day. A most
True,
memorable 100. But India scored 329 and they just won by 9 runs. That was
nine runs.
so this turned out to be a great turning point in that match. And I
True.
still remember Yuvraj and Dhoni watching from the other end. Oh, that was great.
I think that was the only innings where Dhoni and Yuvraj would have been like, really? A day will come when we will watch Dravid from the other end hitting balls like that. You remember that six that he had hit,
Yeah.
over covers? That was also brilliant,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, it was flat. It went like
It
that.
was flat,
It was
exactly.
yeah.
Because Dravid is not really, I mean, he was never really known for hitting the ball, upishly. But that was a brilliant six.
And see, the next year only, 2008, IPL launched. IPL, that was the inaugural edition of
Right.
IPL. And I still remember there was a a newspaper ad where there was a larger than life image of Rahul Dravid. He with chains, pulling the RCB team and all that. Like, you can't associate all that with Rahul Dravid, and he was the
Right.
icon player of RCB. RCB had a very
RCB.
bad season that year.
Yeah.
They had lost 9 out of the first, 7
Argha,
out of first 9. Yeah. Huh?
RCB has never had a good season. Just saying.
Okay, okay. I'll not talk about RCB right now. I'll talk about
No.
Rahul Dravid. There was this Rajasthan Royals match. Rajasthan Royals has scored 190 odd. Okay,
Yeah.
and RCB, none of the RCB batsmen could bat well, and Rahul Dravid went berserk in that match also. He scored
True.
76 odd, 6 sixes, 6 fours, and everything which was on his leg stump, on the leg stump line, he
He swept
swatted
off.
it to the leg stump.
Yeah.
God, that was an innings. That was a really enjoyable innings.
If I'm
Had
not
some,
wrong, he hit a hat trick of sixes, no, against Yusuf Pathan. If I'm not wrong.
yeah, correct. Everything that they were bowling, I feel bad that if anyone else would have been there, any other batsman would have
Yeah, they could
stayed on.
probably they could have gone a little closer to the target.
Yeah. So, and that's the reason why this innings is not that much remembered. But that was the first time in IPL where Dravid was playing like that.
The sixes weren't they weren't just sixes. They weren't just crossing the line. They were actually landing on the roof.
Landing on the roof. It was not just wild slogging. It was based on a technique. He
But
was
Argha,
slogging
I think you also have to understand. That is why people say, no, somebody who's technically strong can actually shift gears easily. But somebody who's not technically strong cannot really go and do a really nice back foot defense or something.
No.
But I think Dravid really proved that point. Like, his back foot defense was solid, his drives were solid, the proper cricketing shot. But when he scored these quick fire runs, be it even in the 2007, if you see that innings we just spoke about, he none of his shots, you could say that, no, these were not cricketing shots, these were manufactured. They were plain cricketing shots where he placed the ball very well, and he used his wrist really well. Wonder why he didn't do it more then.
Because I think I somewhere read this, that Dravid once said that when he was younger, one of his coach told him to not lift the ball, always to play it on the ground. Maybe that was his mentality, which was very useful in tests. By the way, he shifted his game. Like, when he started off his one-day cricket career, he was very slow. But then as this game developed, and as he became a senior member of the team, he kept on shifting his game. Like, he kept on scoring good runs, big runs in a faster rate.
He was adapting to the game. Argha, you remember, since we are talking about Rahul Dravid and his sixes and boundaries, what about those hat trick of sixes in his only T20I match? What about those, man?
First and last
T20. And you know the best part? I forgot to tell you this part. So, in the 2007 match, there was this part where Rahul Dravid just goes a little to the offside and pulls the ball. I think it was to Stuart Broad. I think. I'm not too sure. Okay. And I clearly remember the commentator goes, Mahendra Singh Dhoni has got berserk. And then he's like, oh, sorry, it's Rahul Dravid, it's not Dhoni. Because he must have been like, this is the way Dhoni plays. Yeah, exactly. And it was a very unlikely thing for Dravid to shift a little and hit the ball, right? And so he has 2 hat tricks of sixes, I just realized, against Yusuf Pathan in the IPL match and against Samit Patel.
They lost the 4-0 test series, Dravid 300s. And then they had to bring in Rahul Dravid, recall him because he was there in England, and they had to recall him for the T20s. He decided to retire, and he got recalled to the one-day side also. But then this T20 match, only T20 match at Manchester, he came at 1 down, his favorite position. And if you remember, he was struggling. He was struggling at the start of his innings. There was a missed stumping also. And then, 3 sixes. Again, that I think he favored that leg side. He kept on attacking that.
He kept on hitting. The commentator, Commentator goes like, after he hit the second six, it was over long on, right? So the commentator goes like, oh, there's a long on fielder, but he's just a spectator. And then he's like, after this innings, is Rahul Dravid reconsidering coming back to the T20 squad? Because he definitely belongs, That's a nice way to answer your critics. That, dude, I belong to the T20 squad, but I'm just not, playing T20s.
Retired just after that with 147 strike rate. Matthew Hedden had once said that all this going around is not aggression. If you look at Rahul Dravid's eyes, that's the real aggression. So, like, बहुत deep है, but the thought is deep.
But yeah, Dravid himself is a very deep person. I mean, he looks like that kind of a person who's really deep and calm. You associate that with him. Those memories were brilliant. I mean, are brilliant, not there. Oh.
Yeah. And this video can also become very brilliant if you viewers like, share, and subscribe it.
And to get notifications every time we put a new episode, you have to you don't have to ring the bell. You have to click on the bell icon. And also you can, if you want to send in your memories as videos, like Joydeep did in our previous episode about Rahul's innings, about Rahul Dravid's these 3 innings, then you can mail it to us. Our email ID will be there in the description. And if you want to write it in the comment section, you can obviously go ahead. But please do share your memories.
We'll be doing this Viewers Corner episode where we will be reliving the memories of the viewers.
That's it for today.
Goodbye and take care.
And we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.
And again, he goes down the ground. Man's back at mid-on. It makes no difference. Dravid back to back. 6-6. 3-3, I think we can safely say. Rahul has a hat-trick of sixes. India feels as if it's come to Manchester.